What's up, YouTubers? Rich here from 2RC Productions, and I want to talk to you a little bit today about micro surface vehicles, to be exactly on point. And what the thing is with the winters in the Midwest here, weather's terrible. You need something to do. You can't run your stuff outside all the time, so you need to be able to do something inside. Well, luckily for us, there's a lot of options out there. There's a lot of cars, and micro thing is nothing new. It's been going on for a while. And if you are limited to where you can run, there's nothing better than having a good setup of micro vehicles to run inside in the bad weather. So today we're going to be doing an unboxing of the HPI 1/32 scale Q32 Buggy. And we've been doing a little bit of talking. I got some videos coming up. And last video that I just finished, actually, but it has to be edited and put up, was a comparison between the ECX Kickflip and the Hogs Hypertrax. And I tore the ECX Kickflip off pretty good because you'll see in that video, I was not impressed with it. I have it actually sitting right here. It's a cool looking vehicle, but I think ECX really fell short in the overall design. The only thing good about this is that its bashability is pretty good. I mean, you can beat it up pretty good. It hasn't broken yet. But you have many options. Lowe's been running micro cars, making micro cars. Kyosho has the Mini Z's. I have a few Team Lowe's vehicles myself. I have the Micro Trail Trekker, another Micro Trail Trekker with a custom body on it. I have a Micro Desert Truck, and I have the Micro T. Now these cars are absolutely phenomenal, but the difference between these vehicles is these are just like a large 1/10 scale vehicle, but scaled down. You can change every part on them, you can modify them, you can replace everything, upgrade batteries, put LiPo batteries in them, the whole deal, change the motors, put brushless setups. These all have options, okay? Basically what they've been doing with the new micro setup is making them a little more user-friendly, maybe for the noob, and also they are making them less expensive. So the average person getting into the hobby might want to try it. You know, this right here is a $90 car. And for a person just starting out to go in there and want to buy this for 90 bucks, it's kind of steep. But like the Hogs Hypertrax, $34.99, ready to run. The ECX Kickflip, $34.99, ready to run. And then the new one coming up here, which I'll be showing you, is the HPI Baja Q32 Buggy, is a little bit higher price range. It lists out at $59.99. So what we're going to do now is we're going to do an unboxing of the HPI, and I'm pretty excited about this HPI. I actually wanted to get it around Christmas time, but they were delayed on their delivery. Why, I don't know. Maybe that's a good thing, because then we won't have issues when we unbox them and run them. Hopefully they got all the bugs worked out. But there was a little bit of delay on them, and short load of supply, it seemed like. I happened to know that a local hobby shop got a good load of them in. He had about 2 dozen of them. So I went in there today and picked one up. And now we're going to do the unboxing. And I got a really good feeling about this HPI right off the bat. I think it's going to be a lot better quality vehicle and a lot more options than the ECX Kickflip, which I consider it the same class because they're very similar. But you're going to pay about $25 more for the HPI. I myself would rather pay $25 more if I know that I'm getting a really quality unit, rather than getting something that's kind of mediocre and spend a few less dollars. If I'm not going to be happy with it, there's no point. I'd rather just spend a few more dollars and get something good. So, all right, so we're going to get on to the unboxing. Okay, YouTubers, we're back, and I'm pretty excited about this. It's the HPI Baja Q32 1/32 scale Buggy. It comes with a TF60 2.4 gigahertz radio. It has real steer on it, proportional steering for precise control, which is a major selling point in my opinion, okay? The Kickflip does not have that. It is all to the right, all to the left, which makes it very difficult to control in a tight area if you're trying to negotiate a course or something. And it's a full-size radio also, so that's really cool. That's a really cool feature. It has foam tires like the Kickflip. It has 5-star wheels, which is pretty cool. A little more detail than the Kickflip. The body looks cool. It's ready to run. 2.4 gigahertz radio for long range reception. No frequency or crystals needed. The older 27 megahertz radios You had to change the crystals if you were running with someone that had the same frequency, or there'd be interference. The 2.4 gigahertz, the spread spectrum, is it's constantly scanning, and you get no interference whatsoever. You could run 10, 20 of these together and not have a problem. So rechargeable battery and charger included. Comes with it. It's built into the unit. I have not figured out yet. Maybe we'll look as we open this box if the battery can be changed, because I know a lot of these entry level, lower price units have the battery built in. When the battery goes bad, you throw the unit in the garbage. Okay, hopefully that's not the case here. I do know that they have a bunch of upgrade parts for this. They have different bodies. You can buy clear bodies and paint them. They have wheels, tires, different gear ratios, which is cool. The kickflip, again, is what you get in the box for $34.99. There's no upgrades, there's no changing, there's no nothing. This thing breaks or parts, it falls apart, you're done. So right away, that makes your options a lot better with the HPI product. Okay, you pay a little more. This one's like $25 more, like I said, but to the average consumer, especially a guy that's starting out in this, if he has to spend $25 more on an investment to get something twice as good or 3 times as good, it's worth it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a little knife out here and cut the tape here and get this thing going here and see what it looks like. Cut both sides there. I actually paid $64.99 for mine because mine was in a local hobby shop, and that's the difference. You can get them a little cheaper online, but in a local hobby shop, the guy has to make his money too. He's got a store. He's got the whole deal going on. He's got to make his profit. He's got to pay his employees, and I get that. I don't mind spending an extra $5 to keep a local business going. Okay, so what we got here, got it unboxed here a little bit, and they got it neatly tucked in the cardboard ramp that they give you with it. Okay, and it looks like the car's zip tied on there, so we'll get the very small, looks a little bit longer wheelbase than the kickflip, it looks like. Slide a little antenna there. Yep, very tiny. Actually, the tires and wheels are a lot smaller than I expected. They're actually smaller than the kickflip. Look at the size difference from the kickflip wheel to the Q32, and they're actually, the Q32 has a little bit longer wheelbase. You can see track is almost identical. The track on them is almost identical. So it has a little slimmer body, or not a body, a little slimmer frame chassis than the kickflip. The kickflip's a little bulkier. Actually, 1/32 scale obviously is a little bit larger than a 1/36 scale, because the bigger the numbers, the 1/10 scale is bigger, the 1/8 scale is bigger than that, the 1/5 scale is bigger than that. So this one actually should be a little bit bigger than the kickflip, but it's not. First look, lot stiffer, stiffer spring. Just seems like a lot more quality of a build in general. You got a little bit of slop in the steering, but not bad. The kickflip has a ton. It seems pretty solid up front. It's got fasteners in there, so you could take it apart. You could see. I would say the way it looks, it looks like this compartment might pop off there. There's a couple screws. You probably can change the battery at some point. It has the trim up front like the kickflip, which I'm not a fan of, but if it operates correctly, that's fine. The kickflip, I have mine all the way to the left, and it still veers to the right, so it basically doesn't work. All right, let me see if I can get this controller and stuff out of here relatively easy. I don't want to mess up my ramp here. Okay, you got some course markers in there. Got the body that comes without decals on it. You get to decorate it yourself, which is cool. That's a nice feature in the Ready to Run. Some of the Ready Runs that you buy, you put all the decals on, and a lot of them, they have them on already. I'm a fan of putting my own decals on. Gives you something to do. You can personalize the vehicle a little bit to your own. I know this is my ramp here, so I don't want to destroy this. Oh, here we go. Okay, we're opening this up now. Okay. Oh, yeah, see, that's a nice little controller there. It's a little bit smaller than a full size. I got like a DX2E here to give you a comparison. See if I got this in the picture good for you. So you see there's a little bit of size difference. Get this in the frame a little bit better. There's definitely a little bit of size difference. It's a little bit smaller than like a full size like the DX2E, but it's a nice size. Let me grab the kickflip controller for you real fast. I can show you the size difference in that. Here's the kickflip controller. And like I said, I'm not impressed with this kickflip controller at all. It's very chintzy and weak looking. This thing actually has, it looks like a full-size controller, just kind of mini, shrunk down. It's got a nice foam wheel on it. Got a little handle on there. Looks pretty nice. Charger's built into the controller. So, I know this is the ramp. Okay, we got the instruction manual here. Move some of this stuff out of the way, make sure you can see everything. Got the instructions. Got a sticker sheet here where you can decorate it yourself, which is very cool. So basically that's it. You got the car, you got the radio, you got your course markers, looks like some double-faced tape there, for probably for the spoiler or something, your body, and your instruction book, and then they give you a ramp. You got to put this together and you can actually use that ramp to jump with. So, alright, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to get this thing put together, get the decals on it and everything, we'll get it charged up, and I'll let you know how it works. It's kind of nice how it's got the flip out door on it. It's just got the little latch. You just flip that out for the batteries. The kickflip's got the screw in the bottom. Also, the Hogs Hypertrax has the screw where you put the little spring-loaded door on there and then screw the screw in. I'm not the fan of that. I like the quick release door like this. So it does not come with the double A's. It takes 4 double A's in the radio, and it does not come with them. Okay. Then I was looking at it and I noticed that the charge adapter is actually tucked into the top handle of the controller, which is pretty cool. Still not as cool as the Hogs Hypertrax, which I'll show you that real quick. You'll see in my other video, the Hogs Hypertrax has a pistol grip also. This is a $34.99 kit. This has a retractable cord in the controller that you wind up, which I thought was exceptional. The HPI has a little snapping deal. You tuck it in, which is cool. It's not bad. Just pops right in there, so that's not bad. So I wanted to show you that real quick. Here's the sticker sheet opened up, so you can see they give you all the decals to decorate it any way you want. And all right, we'll be back in a couple minutes. All right, what we got here is got the batteries in there, and basically what you do is you leave the switch off on the transmitter and the switch off on the car. There's a little switch underneath, and you take your cord. The cord's a little short. I myself would like it to be a little bit longer. Gives you a little more option, but you lay the controller down and you put the car next to it, and it's a nice snug fit, and you plug it in carefully into the side of the chassis. When the LED light is on, like it is right now, that's telling you that it's correctly charging, and then when the LED light goes off, it's supposed to have a full charge. I wanted to mention real quick, I said there was a rear monoshock in the back, just a spring. There is also a rear spring on the kickflip, but the kickflip, it's just kind of hokey. The whole thing is just kind of sloppy. The car sits a little crooked. The body's a little crooked. When you have the weight off, when you have the weight on the ground, it's a little better. This one seems to be it seems to be manufactured a little bit better. My first impression of it is it seems like a more solid car. It's a little bit tighter in the back. It just seems like it's a little better built. Better built for sure. But we'll see. The deciding factor for me is going to be when this thing runs, how it tracks. If this thing tracks nice and straight and it's able to manage and control, obviously the proportional steering is huge. You know, you just turn it a little bit and the wheels turn a little bit. That's huge. So if this thing tracks nice, it is going to be a complete beatdown on the ECX kickflip and the beatbox. That's the whole major flaw with those units is the handling. They're overpowered. They just do donuts all day long. Very hard to control. If this thing handles good, this thing hands down is going to be a better vehicle. But it remains to be seen. I just got it. I just unboxed it. I'm going to run it. I'm going to use it for a while. And then I'll end up doing a follow-up review to let you know what I think of it in the long run, like I did with the kickflip. All right, opening up the bags here, and they got this little baggie here. Get this thing open relatively easy. Okay, and it's got a series of discs in there, little course markers, which you lay out, and then you can mark your course, which is kind of cool. Helps you out inside. I mean, it's not like a make or break. Like if it said it didn't come with course markers, it's not like I would not buy the vehicle, because I'm not buying the vehicle for, you know, the course markers they throw in or the cardboard ramp. Because obviously myself or yourself can make our own ramp if we really needed to. The double face tape here is for the wing, like I thought. Here's the wing, so you got to attach that. And then here is the little polycarbonate body there, little thin all black body. It'll sit right on there like that. And then like I said, you got your sticker sheet so you can decorate it up. Alright, what we got here is got my decals on the body, and this is what's cool about having the decals is I don't want to use all the decals that they have, and so I didn't use them all. I just put the windshield on there. I cut some of the other ones up and just put the smaller, you know, the HPI Racing on the side and the one Baja on the side. I didn't put all the striping, no other windows on it. I think the black looks a little sleeker, so I want to leave it that way. Now what they have for their body mount is they have the Velcro is for the body mount. So what it shows is you put a little piece on the frame itself, and then you put the other half to the body, and that's what holds the body on. And then what you do with the double side tape is you put the double face tape on the bottom of the wing, and the wing attaches to the frame and stays on the frame. So I'll do that real quick, and then basically I'm going to wait for this thing to charge. Once it's charged, give you a couple seconds of running on the floor here so you can get an idea how it works. Alright, give you a little final look here. There's the car with the body on with the wing. I left most of it black and just put a couple of decals on it. I thought it looked a little slicker, made it look a little tough just leaving it all black. I got their little cardboard ramp there. The only thing I had to do was the double face tape was a little bit weak, so I put a little dab of Gorilla super glue on the top and bottom and attached the wing, because you know if you flip this thing and roll it a little bit, that wing will end up popping off. It has a little Velcro strip like I showed you in the front. The only thing that I don't really like is you can't access the charge port with the body on. That's the one nice feature, and probably the only nice feature on the ECX kickflip in my opinion, except for the look of the body itself looks cool. Their charge port is on the bottom, but like I mentioned the other day, their charge port is wide open, so dirt and debris can get in there. The one thing on the HPI is it's covered, and on the Hog Hypertrax, it's open when you charge, but when you turn it on, the door is shut, so no debris can get in there. That's an also nice feature. So the only thing with this is the jack is a little bit up on, it's on this side, under the body. So when you go to plug it in, you got to actually kind of lift the body off a little bit and plug it in, which isn't that big of a deal, but and then you just kind of snap it down. Sorry. All right, so I'm going to turn the controller on now. Attach the charge plug back in there. Flip the radio on. Flip the car on. It's got a bind button on there. Like I said, this is right now. It's scanning, and oh, it's already bound. I didn't have to even hit the bind button. That's the other thing on the kickflip. Every time you turn it on, you got to hit the bind button and rebind the controller with the unit. So I got throttle there. I got steering. It's proportional steering. As I move it just ever so slightly. There's no other additional trim, throttle trim. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, it looks like on the back. I have trim on the back. Okay. And then, like I said, the trim on the car is in the middle. So we're going to give it a little zip right now and see how it goes. Oh my gosh. Total difference immediately running this from the kickflip. You could still donut because it's got the foam tires. But I think all the difference in the world. I'm on a pretty slick floor now. Just ran over the ramp there. I don't know if you can see that if I'm in frame. It's got some power. The steering makes all the difference in the world. The fact that you can gradually steer it really smooth. Really smooth. Give it a little gas. It wants to spin out here. Reverse is good. Yeah, seems like a pretty cool, solid little unit. We'll see what happens over some time. It takes the ramp pretty good. We'll see what happens over time. And like I said, I'll run this thing for a little while and give you my final opinion on it after running it for a month or so, running some batteries through it, and I'll give you my opinion. My initial thoughts on this
is I like it a heck of a lot better than the ECX kickflip and beatbox. And I'm not an ECX basher. I want you guys to know that. Like I mentioned in my other video, I am an ECX fan. I own other vehicles. I love Horizon Hobby. So it's not that. I just think they missed the boat with the kickflip and the beatbox. I think this unit is going to prove to be, my initial impressions, way better. But we'll see. We'll give it a shot. All right, till next time. Rich here from 2RC Productions signing off. Don't forget to rate, subscribe, comment, and as always, let us know what you think.